If I could tell my 18-year-old self something, it would be to never piss against the wind.
Hey kid, I know you hate being called that, but you have so much to learn still. Don't let people use you because you're afraid that you're gonna lose them. If you lose them because they can't use you, you didn't need them in the first place. Good luck.
My name is Jason Garvey, I'm 31, I'm from Ireland, and the best advice I'd give my 18-year-old self is listen more. You understand as you get older that, older people are wiser, and respect older people, they've been through what you're about to go through, so they're trying to give you advice to help you from making the mistakes they made. So that's the best advice I think that I could give my 18-year-old self, is respect your elders, and listen more.
From yourself. You're worthy of being loved. You are. You're genuinely worthy of being loved. There's nothing wrong with you. Well, there's probably a lot of things wrong with you. But that being said, you're still worthy of being loved. It's not your skin, it's not your makeup, it's not the clothes that you wear, it's you. You. It's everything about you. It's what you strive to be and what you will become right now. This is because I'm older, much older. I haven't seen my 18 in years, but from somebody who's been there, it gets better. Right now, the world is tough. People should be tough on you. You should enjoy life. You're still young. You still have your whole world in front of you. And don't just give up because there was one hard time in your life. Get up, pick it up, move as fast as forward as you can without any resentment. You're going to mess up. That's how you learn. That's how I learned. That's how people learn. And as long as you give yourself the okay to mess up, to do what you got to do, you'll be okay. I believe in you. And also, wear sunscreen, drink some water, because I know you're not listening to anybody and you're not taking care of yourself like you should. So do something nice for yourself. That doesn't mean go out and party and, just make good decisions. If you hear my voice in the back of your head saying, what are you doing? You might want to stop. Okay? I love you. Take care of yourself. You're worth it.
Hey everyone, my name is Chetna Desai. I am here to share what would I advise my 18-year-old self. Oh boy. I would say first thing is to breathe. Just breathe. And then stop letting anything dictate your life. Take control of it. And don't worry about the past or the future, right? Instead, spend all the time for yourself and reinvent as much as possible when and where possible. And the most important thing is the 4 pillar, which I got inspired by the life coach, Robin Sharma, who taught about the 4 inner empires. The 4 are: 1 is mindset, 2, the heart set, 3, the health set, and the 4th is the soul set. So how do you improve your mindset? Read as much books as possible, gain experience, try out things. Don't be afraid to be uncomfortable, right? That's the mindset. The second is the heart set. Let go of the toxic emotions by doing whatever is possible, right? Stay away from the toxic people, maybe toxic environment. So process and as much as possible reduce it. And what else? The emotional quotient. Build the emotional quotient. It's not so much about the IQ. Think about the EQ here. And the third one, I would say the health set, wherein exercise and eat healthy. Love your food and eat healthy. So whatever you put in is what you get outside, right? So if you put in garbage, that's what you get. And don't fuss about the numbers. How much you weigh, how big, what size clothes, don't worry about it. Doesn't really matter at the end of the day. And the fourth set, the final set, is the soul set. Always practice gratitude. Be grateful to what you have and don't follow the materialistic world, because at the end of the day, those things doesn't matter. In a nutshell, strive to be better yourself every day. I hope this helps.
So the question was, what would you tell your 18-year-old self, a lesson of advice? And I would tell myself, just slow it down, take your time, invest for the long term, think of the long term constantly. I'd probably tell myself to buy Amazon and Apple and Google stock and all those, big FANG companies that have blown up in the last couple of years. But really just to keep your eye on what is the long-term goal and where do you want to be in 5, 10, 20, 30 years. And don't really worry about the now. The now is when you sow your seeds, and when when you're getting ready to harvest. It'll take time, So, I think it says somewhere there's like a proverb or a Bible verse that says there's a time to sow, a time to reap, and a time to harvest. And if I could tell my 18-year-old self that, I would say, sow the seeds of goodness, sow the seeds of what you want to get out of life, and those will flourish, and those will be rooted in great things. So I would tell my 18-year-old self that exactly. Just take it slow. Just keep it easy. Don't sell out of things too early. Don't throw in towel too early. And just keep your confidence and keep the long term insight, So thanks so much. Let's collaborate.
So what would I tell my 18-year self? I would tell him to sue that door company that jacked your back up all those years ago, but I was too nice to not do it. Pretty stupid. Should have done it. But nope, I was too nice not to do it. I took a week off, got the flu after I got hurt, and they paid for my bills. That was it. But you know what? I learned my lesson. So.
What's up? So the question is what advice would I give my 18-year-old self? And the advice that I would give myself, looking back after everything I've been through, I would tell myself to slow down and to enjoy every moment, whether it was good, whether it was bad. I would just try to enjoy every moment that I possibly could and make the most of every moment. Spend more time with family and friends, because life is short, but it goes really fast and nothing lasts forever. And the only other piece of advice I would have to say definitely would be that every time you hit rock bottom, or every time you think you're at your lowest, to push through, to keep moving forward, to keep doing the best that you could possibly do, because every single mistake, every single rock bottom, every single championship, every single win, good, bad, ugly, it made you who you are today, and all your dreams do come true.
So, what would I tell my 18-year-old self? There's so much to say. This is my second time shooting this, but I guess I'll start with that motivation is fake. And when I say that, I mean it very literally. You're never going to want to do anything stressful. We're not designed to do that. We are literally not. And I wish I would have known that younger, because I feel like it would have helped with a lot of social encounters, I guess, and just like tests and stuff like that. But basically, like, you're never going to want to do your taxes. There's literally nothing fun about it. You're never going to want to clean your house. If you have life problems, you're never going to want to get out of bed, and it's literally normal. Like, yeah, it's depression, yeah, it's anxiety, but everybody has it, like, and it's fake to not have it, honestly, and I wish it was more common knowledge, but, like, every single person has it to some extent. And if at a younger age, you know, like out of high school, right when you're taking on real life, if you can learn that and, like, push through it, you know, like, you don't want to work out because you're tired, but you work out anyways. You don't want to clean your room every day, especially because your parents are telling you or whatever, but, like, you have to do it anyways, especially because when you're older, you're gonna have a whole house to clean. Oh my goodness, 7 rooms every day, unless you want to live like a pig. But back to what I was saying. Literally just don't give up, and life is hard. It's about 75% work, 25% fun and games. And just don't get stuck in the whirlwinds. I don't really know what to call it, but that sounds right. Don't get caught up in the moment. Just don't think about, wow, my life sucks, blah, blah, blah. Literally just think of what you can do moving forward. Even if it's just cleaning. Something as simple as cleaning makes me feel a lot better. But yeah, I guess just don't expect motivation to take you anywhere. You have to do that yourself. Motivation is just your desire to do something. So do those dishes, clean your room, do your laundry, do your homework, even when you do not want to. Literally anything that you don't want to do, make yourself do it now when you're 18. Because let me tell you, I'm 23 and I did not start doing this until this pandemic hit. And it's been the time of my life. But I'm learning a lot quicker than I feel like I would have if there wasn't a pandemic. But, you know, I hope this information helps you guys. Yeah, don't count on motivation, just work on your self-discipline, and that will take you so much further in life than you can ever imagine. So, thanks for watching.
Hey, how's it going? So, I've got a friend that asked me to talk about advice I would give to my 18-year-old self at this point in time. This is something I've kind of thought about a lot, but never really put it to thought like this, I guess. The first thing I told my 18-year-old self, of course, is probably what everybody'd say: go for your dreams. Like, I'm 27 now, and I'm still just sitting in my house in Southern Oregon, being bored, when what all I really want to do with my life is travel the world. But at this point, I'm gonna have to find a job and learn a new skill to be able to work from home, to be able to travel and still work and make an income. And then hopefully once I start traveling, I can get into stuff like travel vlogging and maybe find it success there. But for now, I made it a lot harder on myself by waiting so long to really try to go after my dreams, you know? If I would have started when I was 18 years old, I'd probably be in, like, Bali, Indonesia or something right now, chilling on the beach. Like, it would be great. Don't get stuck in the party loop. I, got stuck in drug abuse and stuff like that for a long time. I've been clean for 6 years now, luckily. I mean, I still smoke pot, but that's about it. 6 years clean and doing a lot better than I used to. Take care of your body. Like, I'm overweight and I really need to start working out and stuff more. And I know that if I wouldn't have decided to, like, go train hopping and sleep on sidewalks and sleep in the cold and, like, actually took care of myself and worked out and ate right, I'd be feeling a lot better and I'd feel a lot more confident in my abilities. But, choices. Make a strong support group for yourself, whether it be like something you like doing, like say you're a game developer, find a strong development group of friends that you can rely on and trust, because they're important. At this current stage, I got my dad and my girlfriend, and that's about it, because I've lost a lot of friends in the past, and it's hard to turn to people. It's rough, so make sure you build that support group. And the last and final one, and most important to me, is don't succumb to your mental illness. I spent so long just in the depths of depression, suicidal, not wanting to live anymore, not even wanting to try, having no the word. Anyways, motivation. Having no motivation, and that really just hindered me being happy. Like, if I could have just gotten over that and tried, I'd be a lot farther right now. But yeah, those are 5 things I'd tell my 18-year-old self. Thanks, guys. Bye.
If I could tell my 18-year-old self anything, I would let him know that just to be happy with who you are. You don't have to let anyone tell you how to live your life, and you don't have to pretend that you have to get a job to just survive, when you should take every opportunity to try to live, because when opportunities come and go, that they're gone. And it's only a rare chance that, like, you can find something almost as similar or to equal value on that. I think that's kind of a weird way of saying it, but honestly, I feel like just to live your life the way you want it to work out, and to never stop trying to strive for happiness and to live out your dreams. And you know, like, that's about all you can do in life. And if things are down, you know, they get better. There's always a way for it to find to work itself out, and you can always just keep your chin up, you know?
What I would say to my 18-year-old self: 1, don't put yourself in any categories or anything. Don't worry what sexuality you are, lesbian, straight. Just go with the flow. Love who you love. You're pansexual. You're not as fat as you think you are. Love you before you give yourself to anyone else. Stay away from anyone that their name starts with a K. You'll know who I'm talking about. Also, be vegan. I know you've played around with vegetarianism and you've been vegetarian off and on, but once you go vegan for like a month, you'll never go back. Be cruelty-free. Just love you and be you. And things happen for a reason. Don't worry about what happened in the past. Just live the best life you can now. Be kind to everyone. Just mostly be kind to yourself.
If I had to give myself some advice to my 18-year-old self, I would definitely tell him, don't do college until you know for sure what you want. Because entering college, I just was burnt out. I couldn't do it. Another thing I would advise on is, don't sweat working, and try to find a good chance to maybe move out of town even. It's a lot harder to move out of town as you get more settled. And then another thing I definitely would recommend is invest in dual lands. It's funny to say that now, but if I would have invested in some of the older Magic cards when I was 18, I definitely would have a lot more money now.
Hey, Rissa, here's that video you wanted of what I would tell my 18-year-old self. And I would probably say, don't worry so goddamn much, which would be the first thing. And you should start trying to lose weight now, because it's way harder later. And you should probably not worry about college as much. Because I remember worrying about college and remember worrying about, like... Say hi, Tully. Anyway, I remember I worried way too much about college and about what I wanted to be when I grew up. And it's something you kind of just figure out. And it's not a bad thing. But I definitely say don't go to college, because you're just going to end up in debt, especially if you really don't know what you want to be. And I think the things that I wanted to be ended up not, I didn't really need to go to college for it. Maybe some writing courses, but that's about it. Because a lot of what I wanted to be was in entertainment. But anyway, advice I would tell them: get your security guard card as soon as you can and start applying to jobs, or even do something like, I don't know, a trade job like an electrician or something like to start that, because I think it would be better to have like a trade job where you're comfortable and then you're not worrying about bills or anything. So do that. But anyway, yeah, don't worry too much. Don't worry about finding a girlfriend. Don't worry about what you're going to be doing for the rest of your life, because nobody really knows what they want to be doing, what makes them happy. So that's okay. Like, it's okay. And all the shit in high school doesn't matter. The popular kids don't matter. Like, their lives are as shitty as yours are. But, yeah, that's about what I would say. I don't know.
Hello. So, what would I say to my 18-year-old self? I think the first thing is that you're allowed to be angry and you're allowed to defend yourself. And that everybody has that right. The second thing, this is a pretty big one. Don't work in fast food. It's toxic and abusive, and it's not going to change. Even if you go to a different restaurant, it's not going to change. So just don't. Just stay the fuck away from fast food. The third thing I think is that it doesn't matter what other people think of you or what they say of you, because they have a right to their opinions and feelings just as much as you do. And I think that's a big one too. Fourth thing, if you ever get a chance to hook up with a pharmacist, don't. Doing yourself a favor there. Don't. He's a bad guy. Don't do it. Kind of joking, but don't. Stay the fuck away from pot. That shit is super toxic. Definitely so bad for mental health. At least mine in particular. So stay the fuck away from it. It is a psychoactive drug, and I am at risk for psychoactive illness, so don't do it. It's bad. You might feel cool, but it's not worth feeling cool. Same goes for cigarettes, actually. Don't do it. If I would tell my 18-year-old self, if you ever need anti-anxiety medication, it's not scary. Be careful. Take small doses, but it's not scary. And that's something that should be an okay option. And the last thing is use protection. Lots of sex in the future of my then 18-year-old self. So, Josh! Josh, I'm filming right now. What? I'm filming something. Anyway, use protection. So, yeah, I mean, lots of fun experiences, but, definitely be safe.
Hello, I wanted to make my own video for the question, what would you tell your 18-year-old self? I would tell her that you should learn that it's okay to say no. You have the right to tell people no, and you shouldn't feel like a bad or selfish person for doing so, and it's probably going to get you out of a lot of bad situations if you do that. Another thing that I would tell you is don't take friends for granted. You know, if you don't treat them well, they're not going to stick around, and they don't have to. So, and they're very important. You're going to learn later it's harder to come around or harder to keep friends. People have too many things to do. They've got lives. You can't treat people a certain way, expect them to stick around. You don't need to be angry about things that happened in the past, because things can get better and you can make them better, and being angry about it isn't going to solve anything. I think finally I would tell myself that you don't have to be in a relationship to be happy with yourself. Some of your most fun times will be when you're not with somebody, and it'll help you appreciate somebody that might be worthwhile. It's also not healthy to obsess over somebody if they're not respecting you back, and that's probably not somebody you would want to be obsessing over. It's not healthy for you. I just wanted to give a shout out for everybody who made this video possible. Thank you guys. I really appreciate it, and I hope that it helps somebody in the long run. Please enjoy, and thank you so much.